Hi there everybody, and welcome to another video here on camerashows.com with me, Podrick. Remember to hit subscribe to the channel and you will be updated with all the new videos, and there's all the videos on there too, so you'll be up to date with all the content. This video is all about the 10 signs to notice if you have stress or a loved one has stress. Now, these aren't going to be in any particular order, so it's not like one is more important than the other, but they are 10 signs to notice. Now, stress is something that has been around since primitive times, and in fact, a little bit of stress is a good thing. Now, notice I said a little bit of stress is a good thing. Now, stress can motivate us and keep us focused, so that's a good thing. But what happens if that becomes overwhelming? Now, stress, if left unchecked, can become overwhelming and can lead to anxiety and depression. So, these are the 10 signs to notice if you have stress. Now, 1. Eating too much. Sometimes when we are stressed, we will do what's called comfort eating. So if I'm stressed, particularly in lockdown, I'm stressed, so I'm going to eat. I may be bored, but I'm actually maybe a little bit stressed behind it all. So I am eating way too much. That's one sign. Number 2, eating too little. A bit like overeating. Not eating enough is another sure sign that you could be stressed. And that doesn't mean skipping a snack or skipping a little treat like that, but what it means is I'm not really feeling like eating anything. Number 3, sleeping too much. Again, a bit like the eating, sleeping too much can be linked to stress. So I'm feeling exhausted, I'm feeling tired, I'm not sure the reason why, but I really want to go to bed, and I could lie in bed for hours upon hours. So that's another sign. Number 4, not sleeping enough. Maybe going to bed at your usual time and you can't get to sleep. How many times that happened to you, where you have been in bed and you've just been unable to get over to sleep, and you're not getting enough sleep, or you're not going to bed to get the sleep, so you're up to all hours at night, in the early hours of the morning. Number 5, thinking too much, overthinking. Now, we all can do that from time to time, thinking too much. But if your mind is full to the point where you aren't really then able to function otherwise, so it's almost like you've gone into stop, like I've just done, and your brain can become too full, you can't concentrate, so you've got no concentration, you're maybe bumping into things, you're maybe forgetting things, that sort of thing. That is another sign of stress. Number 6, being irritable. Maybe you would usually be quite calm and laid back about things, then all of a sudden you're snapping. And people are asking you, what's wrong with you? Why are you snapping for? This is not like you. So the slightest wee thing can make you irritable. People, places, things, yourself. Number 7, drinking too much, smoking too much, or using all the substances too much. They can seem like blocking out of things. If you are someone who maybe drinks a little bit or smokes a little bit during the week or the weekends, if there's a sudden change in that habit, so it's more and more and more, to the point where you're thinking, I'm maybe drinking a bit too much here, or I've noticed that I'm smoking too much here, more than usual. that's another sign that stress can be affecting you. Number 8, restlessness. So I am constantly on the move. I can't sit still. I'm moving about. I am speaking really fast. I'm not really taking the time to breathe. I'm constantly on the go. I got so much to do. I have so many deadlines. If I don't meet them, my goodness, I could lose my job. And then my mind starts to go on all sorts of different directions. So I am very restless. Number 9 is the opposite to restlessness, having no energy. So maybe someone who usually has energy, is quite active, likes to walk, run, cycle, swim, etc., now doesn't have the energy to do that. I can't be bothered. Now, there's no judgment, by the way, whenever I say I can't be bothered. Zero judgment on that, because sometimes we can't be bothered, and that's okay. But if you notice yourself or a loved one whose behaviour is changing, that is a sign that the individual may be having stress. Number 10, losing interest in things, losing interest in people, losing interest in usual things. So maybe I love to watch particular films, I maybe enjoy going out, I maybe enjoy cooking, I maybe enjoy seeing people, but if I have a sudden loss of interest in that, what does that mean? It could mean that I'm stressed and I'm overwhelmed and I'm not feeling like talking or interacting with people. So those are the 10 signs that someone can be stressed. They are in no particular order. One isn't more important than the other, but they are 10 signs to be aware of. Now, if you're watching this and you are thinking, my goodness, I have felt some of those things, or I have been doing some of those things, do you know what? The first thing I would say is do not panic, okay? Now, the reason I'm saying that is because, as I said at the very beginning, we all have stress at some points in our lives. Now, a little bit is a good thing, as I said, but if you have noticed a few of those things, but they haven't gone on for long, so it's been maybe a half hour, you've been feeling maybe you had no energy, or maybe an hour you're feeling a wee bit irritable, that's normal. Okay, that's human behaviour. But if there are a few of those signs that I've mentioned which are continuing and won't just go away, I would suggest that it's maybe the time to seek out help with that. The question then is, where do I go if I'm feeling like this? The first thing, if you are feeling all of those things or some of those things on a continual basis, I'd recommend booking an appointment with your GP so that they can speak to you about how you're feeling, and then you can recommend or be recommended where the next steps are for you. And that may be talking therapies, it might be medication, it might be a whole host of different things. But the important thing is to be aware of those signs and don't leave them unchecked. Okay? Now, that is the end of the top 10 or 10 signs that you're feeling stressed. I hope it's been useful. Remember to subscribe on the button below, and that would mean a lot to me, and it would be great because then you'll see all the different content I have. I hope this has been helpful. As always, from me to you, take care.